Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Secretary Yellen, for coming today. I think the chairman, Void, when he was in the chair, mentioned about the beneficial ownership. How's your office going about educating the 32.6 million businesses that have never heard of FinCEN? You got a penalty of $250,000 plus 2 years imprisonment on something that's been ruled unconstitutional by a court in Alabama. What are you doing to, one, inform the businesses who are the linchpin for this economy? And secondly, is any thought to extending the 12-month deadline to a year, another year for 2 years?
Well, as I mentioned, there is an extensive outreach and education program that's taking place across the country. People with FinCEN are hosting events. We're happy to work with members of Congress to explain what this is about in different parts of the country. So if you have an interest in that, please just contact us. But there is an extensive outreach effort. It's a very simple process. Takes 15 or 20 minutes, I believe, for most firms to be able to file. There's a very user-friendly website where the information can be input. It's not a difficult process. And don't think, we've seen a good response so far, and don't think it's going to be necessary to extend the time frame. It goes through the end of this year.
What's the numbers that have already complied?
I believe 2.7 million is the most recent number.
2.7 million out of 31 million. That's kind of a low percentage. Now, if the penalty is going to stay into place, you say this is simple, but for the businesses, these businesses are struggling. They're just trying to make ends meet with this Biden administration, what they're doing with inflation, what they're doing with the supply chain, all the above. And to put another regulation on them at this point in time and not know, put me on your list for what FinCEN is doing.
Okay.
Your average plumber is not going to go on a website and try to find out how to comply with the beneficial ownership. So if you could supply, and I'll send you a letter after this, if you could comply and consider extending it. $250,000 fine is ridiculous.
So, the fine is for willful violation, as I understand
Define willful
it,
violation.
of the rules. And your plumber example is not somebody who is willfully violating the rules. FinCEN is not going to go after, prioritize going after small businesses who are
Secretary
unaware.
Yellen, you realize that's in the print. The fine, you realize the fine is printed.
For willful.
How do you define willful?
Well, someone who knows they have an obligation and fails to.
Does that apply to the plumber who doesn't know what FinCEN is? It's in the example I used. Does that contractor, that plumber, that welder, if he has a business, is it willful if he just doesn't comply?
Well, there is a massive education and outreach effort, and I would not regard, personally, I wouldn't regard that as willful.
Okay, well, if you could clarify that then, in print, not talking, I think that would mean a whole lot. Now, on another subject, I'm in South Carolina. The Chinese are buying up farmland all over this country. What's the role of the Secretary of Agriculture? What's your role in, I guess, allowing this to take place, if any?
Well, CFIUS has the ability to ban land purchases or, in some cases, even insist on divestiture of activities taking place
Are they
in the
doing that now?
vicinity.
Define, how are they banning it? It's taking place now. They're doing it through separate entities,
Well,
LLCs. Walk me through, and I've only got 12 seconds. I'll write you a letter. If you could define for me what banning means and how specifically you're stopping.
We work closely with the Defense Department. This is national security oriented. And yesterday, we issued a new proposed rule that adds 50 additional military bases to the existing ones and changes some of the
Gentleman's time has
perimeters
expired.
of some. It follows a thorough Department of Defense review.
Gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from California.